Hello there, fellow artists. I'm so excited to share with you today this awesome free 7-day, full 7 days painting challenge downloadable ebook. All right, this is a full ebook that's going to challenge you and take you step by step, of course, through 7 days, 7 different paintings. And it's going to challenge you just to practice a little bit more of your own painting techniques. So this is actually a little bit different than we did another painting free journal / workbook a little while ago. I'll link that in a card if you can see that up there. But this is a little bit different in that it's a kind of a guide, kind of like a guided downloadable book, like a book, that's going to take you step by step through 7 different paintings that you can do, of course, 7 different days for like a full week of paintings if that's what you want to do. If you also want to, say, like challenge yourself to do like a painting marathon and do like all 7 paintings at once, or if it takes you more than 7 days to actually get all the paintings done, that's totally fine too, you guys. It's just a challenge in that it's giving you 7 different paintings that you can do on your own time if you need, but 7 different, very different types of paintings so that you can kind of try out different ways to get your painting practice in, right? It's not challenging in that it's like difficult or anything. Everything is 100% beginner friendly. So even if you've like never painted a day in your life before, you can do this. So let's go on ahead and I'm going to walk you through how to get the book, and I'm actually going to show you through the book as well. Link to get the book, the same link that I'm going to be pulling up here on my computer and showing you, is in the box below. So make sure that you click that and download the book. So here I've got the web page for this pulled up. This is on my Carrie Lynn M website, carrieLynnM.com. So here's the full post on the 7-day painting challenge book, right? All completely free. Here you can download it right away. I'm going to walk you through a little bit first before I actually download and show it to you. Here's some screenshots of it. So we've got a mix of both object-based and like landscape-based paintings in this book. Like I said, each one is pretty much a lot different, so it's challenging you in different ways to use some different techniques. But don't worry, because every single one of these paintings, like all of these, I'm going to show you in the book. It's step-by-step instructions for each, and it's it's a lot simpler than you think. So here we've got our 7 different paintings. So just a little bit on the kind of equipment or materials you're going to need to follow along with this painting book, because obviously I can't provide you with the paints and stuff, right? So just make sure that you've got paints in these colors. I would recommend, well, not necessarily recommend, but you can actually use whatever medium of paint you want. It's just that I personally like using acrylic the best. But you can also use tempera. You can even use oil. I don't like oil, but if you're someone that likes to paint in oil, you can use oil for this. You can also try things in watercolor. I actually recommend, if you're doing this for the first time and you've got acrylic paints though, I would try things in acrylic paint first, because watercolor is a little bit harder to work with, in my opinion. And if you're a beginner, I think it'll be easier for you to try all of the paintings in acrylic first and then maybe go back and try them again in watercolor if you'd like. But just whatever you want to do is completely up to you. I'm not telling you, I'm just giving you the book as your guide. You get to choose how you take the journey from there. But you will need to complete all of the paintings. You will need paints in these colors. Your 3 primary colors, red, blue, and yellow, and then some white. And then either black, gray, or raw umber. And I personally do recommend using raw umber, if you know what raw umber is. Just because raw umber is a little bit, that's what we use to make our lowlights in some of the paintings, and it's a little bit less finicky to work with than black is. But if you just got like, say you've got like a tube of like gray crafter's paint or like black crafter's paint, you can totally use that too. You guys, crafter's paint is actually the same as acrylic paint. It's just in a different tube. So you can totally use that as well. I also don't want you to feel like you need to go out and buy like a bunch of extra paints, because whatever you've got on hand is probably going to work for this. These are just like basic painting materials. So if you've got these basic materials, you're probably good to go. So aside from all of those paints, you'll also need one small round head. That's like the kind that comes to a fine tip, that kind of a brush, not a flat brush, although optional if you do have a flathead brush, you can play around with that in some of the paintings as well. Then you'll just need something to mix your paints with, and I guarantee you've got something around the house that'll work, even if you don't have a paint spatula. I always recommend beginners using like popsicle sticks, like the crafters, literally popsicle sticks, or like a butter knife, whether it's a plastic butter knife or a metal butter knife, that's totally fine too. And then you'll need something to mix your paints on, like a palette if you got an artist palette, or maybe just like a paper plate, a styrofoam plate. Anything like that will totally work. And then 7 painting surfaces. I mean, obviously, right? You'll want something to actually paint your pictures on, so you can use anything from like canvas. Even for these paintings, I think like the mini canvas would look really cute. You know how some people do like the mini paintings? That would look really cute for these. Or if you just want to practice like on regular like printer paper, that's 100% fine, you guys. Or cardstock paper, canvas paper, watercolor paper, canvas boards. The possibilities are pretty much endless. And then of course we go through all of the different types of paints you can use. There's some other FAQs down here if you want to scroll and look at those, but I'm going to show you the challenge ebook right now, if it'll load. Yes, okay, so here we go. The free beginner's 7-day painting challenge book. So this is a downloadable ebook. You can print this book if you'd like. It's not really necessary because we're not doing the paintings directly on the pages. You're going to be doing the paintings on your own, whatever pages you've got or canvas you've got. So you don't necessarily have to print out this book, but you can if you'd like to. I mean, you're totally free to. It's just, it may use a lot of your ink because there's a lot of, like here, like really high, a lot of colorful images. So it may use a lot of your ink if you do print them, but. All right, so let's go through our contents here. Each of these pictures are hyperlinked, so you can click on any of them and it will go directly to that page in the book. So like number 1, for our day 1, if you want to do this in 7 days, this would be our cone flower picture. So for our cone flower, like up here on each of these challenge pages, you'll see the paint colors that you'll need. And know that all of those paints that I listed on the other page, that's all you're going to need for each of these, okay? So if you're experienced with painting, you'll probably already know this, but like our 3 primary colors, actually, we can mix them to make our secondary colors if we use any other colors in any of these pictures. So like in our cone flower for our pink, hint, you can just mix red with a little bit of white. And that's gonna make you a nice pretty pink like what I show you here in the tutorial. And then white paint, yellow paint, which you should have those on hand. And then a little bit of, I guess I didn't put this on the other page. I'll probably add that in later. But a little bit of burnt umber or brown. And then of course for your green, that would just be, you may not already know this, but just yellow and blue. Those 2 tubes of paint you've already got. If you just mix them together a little bit, that's gonna get you some nice green. So here we go step by step on each of these pages, how to actually make each painting. In here we have it start to finish, only 7 steps for that first one. Then of course we can go through each of the days really quickly here. Day 2, we've got our palm tree breeze. So this one's more of kind of a landscape a little bit, where we've got like a sunset background. And then step by step how to create the shapes of these palm trees. That's a little bit of a different technique. We're just kind of freehanding shapes, if you will. Day 3 is our beachy paws. I like this one a lot, where we look like we've got some little paw prints on the beach with, of course, the water and the waves. Then of course you can dab. Another different painting technique is doing these dabs along the shore, so that's a little bit different in that picture. Day 4, we've got a sunnyflower, or sunflower, right? That we just kind of go step by step with that as well. That one's pretty easy. Day 5, we've got a mountainous view. A little bit different. They're all a little bit different, right? They are all just a little bit different. This one is also a landscape. And when we freehand these little birds flying overhead. Day 6, I like this one also, the vibrant rose, because you get to play around with your color a little bit with adding color on top of color to create your rose by the end. And then day 7 is our whimsical butterfly, which I think had the most steps out of all of these. Yes, it does have quite a few steps, but again, we go one step at a time. So that's all of that one. And then, of course, once you're done with the entire 7-day painting journey, right? You're like, what's next? I'll tell you what's next. So after that, I highly, highly recommend you check out my Canvas Academy learning platform. This is an online painting platform with full step-by-step videos, right? This was just with images, but on Canvas Academy, we take you step-by-step through all these different paintings really similar to these, maybe a little bit more detailed than some of them, so that you can kind of grow from that beginner level of painter to more intermediate and even like advanced, like to that almost professional level. But that's why I really like teaching these classes on Canvas Academy, because it's like, it's attainable. You guys, it's really attainable to become a better and better painter, and I like sharing that with you guys. So, of course, you can click and pull up all of our different Canvas Academy courses. We've, of course, got some basics. The Disney Inspired course is really popular, where we do some pictures kind of inspired by our favorite childhood movies, you know? And then, of course, some flowers, petals, all of that thing. Some fruits. I mean, we've got like tons, you guys. We've got over 100 hours of classes on here right now, and like it's growing. And I actually teach all of the classes myself, so I can guarantee you that it's all 100% professionally taught. And also that everything, you guys, it is very beginner friendly. So if you're like brand new to painting, this is great for you, okay? And even with some of like our basics classes, if we click on some of these, our color theory class actually comes with a downloadable like workbook file, kind of like that challenge book that we've been talking about this whole video. But some of these classes do come with like additional books and files and things that you can download and use along with each and every class. So I very much do highly recommend you check out Canvas Academy, but also that you do download, if I can get back to it, this awesome free 7-day painting challenge, because I mean, it's free. Like, why not, right? Especially if you're a painter or you want to become an artist, you want to become a better artist if you're already an artist. This is a great way to like give you the tools to like practice your techniques over 7 days. Like, challenge yourself, take the challenge. Even if it takes you more than 7 days, that's okay. Just challenge yourself to try each of these paintings, and you'll be amazed at like how much you learn about painting just by practicing, right? So I hope you guys really do enjoy this painting challenge ebook. Download it, link is below. So later, fellow artists,